Welcome back, everybody. Episode
3.
We made it. Thank you for everybody. Thank you to everybody for tuning in. We've got some incredible numbers on podcast downloads, more than I could have ever imagined. I know I had conversations with you about if we just make it into the double digits. I wanted to have at least 10 listens, and we're already in the hundreds on both podcasts. Episode 2 will surpass in the next couple of days episode 1 download, so that's great. We've got a ton of views on YouTube. So again, thank you everybody out there watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We will interact. I do answer every comment as quickly as possible. So big thank you. Without Choke Responsibly and Fight Back CBD, we couldn't be here. So Fight Back CBD, you can find them on Instagram and Facebook at Fight Back CBD. They're also giving you guys 15% off of your order with coupon code JJD. Okay, really cool story. We'll go into it maybe at the end of the episode again, but go to their About page on their website. It'll tell you all about what they do, and they're really giving back to the jiu-jitsu community. So I think it's really awesome. I think you guys will like. Choke Responsibly. They gave us $1,000. I think we're going to get more out of them. We're giving away...
Squeeze it all out of them.
Yeah, we're going to squeeze every dime we can out of those bastards. We are giving away podcast mugs and teas if we answer your question on the show. We're going to open it up to some of their other products in the future, but right now we want to get the podcast logo and get our name out there. If you order anything from their website, use coupon code. Help me out.
JJD3.
No. It's on chokeresponsibly.com. It is Dummies Pod 3. Dummies Pod 3. You'll get 10% off your order. Always free shipping in the U.S. If you're international, even if you win something, we're asking that you pay for the shipping. Otherwise, whether you win, you add to your order, you can utilize that coupon code even if you add to your order to your free podcast mug and T-shirt. And I think you'll love your shirts. I'm not wearing. We've got a Choke Responsibly tee, Choke Responsibly tees, woohoo, jiu-jitsu, a little old school. So definitely show them some love. Let them know we sent you. And just again, thank you to everybody. We're going to dive in. We have our esteemed white belt, Raul Benton, back in the game. Back on the mats. Junior Vega is joining us for the first time. Right? Yeah. And we have Janet. Mauricio. What's the middle name?
Henrique.
It's Mauricio _ Henry. How do you say it in Brazil? How would you say it?
Enrique.
No, that'll be
Henrique.
Just like
Enrique.
Iglesias.
Okay.
Iglesias.
And our very special guest black belt. This man is Felipe Amarante. He runs Fight Back. I'm sorry. Because I didn't clap? Oh, okay. Sorry about that. This guy has trained everybody in this room. I've been with him since I was a blue belt. Again, Felipe Amarante, owner of Fight Sports Coral Springs. Runs the school with his wife, Sofia Amarante, world champion. Right?
Yep.
World champion. You recently won, what was that event?
Back in 1985.
Fight to Win, Fort Lauderdale?
Fight to Win, yes.
Yes, won your match, right?
That was
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You came out of retirement. Oh, wow.
I was just like Batman in the cave.
You got it done. You closed the deal.
In the darkness.
I was there. It was an amazing event. And you had a great match.
Yes.
You had a great match. I loved a lot of that. So I'm using a lot of
Very
this.
good. Now I'm retired again. Do not call me anymore. I'm joking.
No challenge
I'll do it
matches?
again.
Yeah. All right. Very cool. I think you could see the entire event on Flow Grappling.
Yes.
FlowGrappling.com.
That was a cool event.
Yeah, it was a great event. I can't wait for them to come back. I definitely go again.
Yes.
So we're gonna, the format here is we get listener questions. I know that you've listened to all of the podcasts, so you know exactly what we do. Yes. Okay, good. So we're going to...
just don't know how to download yet.
No, you know.
But Jenna was helping.
Raul can help you.
Once he learns, and then...
anything to do with the phone, or the interwebs.
With the interweb.
What is interweb?
Raul can help you out.
The World Wide Web.
Is our official tech support?
Yeah. Please send all your questions about the podcast to Raul Benton.
Absolutely.
At Raul Benton, BENTON.
I will answer in 4 years after I get my degree.
Raul Benton. He'll field
yes.
all of your IT questions as they relate to the podcast.
He said sarcastic.
You're going to get so much more. So our format is to answer you listener questions and just have a conversation about jiu-jitsu. Obviously, you've got a lot of experience here with kids program. I don't know the exact numbers, but I've from the schools that I've seen, you've got probably one of the largest after school. How do you say it? After school kids care programs.
After school programs.
After school programs.
We do have a regular program for jiu-jitsu, but also after school.
So I've always wondered. I know I see some kids. Does everybody that goes to the after school program actually do jiu-jitsu?
No, it's a completely separate.
They don't have to.
No, they do. Jiu-jitsu is mandatory.
Okay.
We are not a daycare. We are jiu-jitsu school.
All right. Very cool. How long have you been there now at the location in Coral Springs?
We just sort of going into the new location, second year, doing pretty good.
And you were in that same kind of
same area, same plaza, yeah.
How many years now?
4.
4 years total. Okay, very cool. So again, we wanted to focus on the kids' questions because we you've got a lot of experience here. Obviously, again, you've got one of the largest kids program in South Florida. So we're going to dive right into some of the questions that we got. I think that they're very interesting, and guys, we'll let it take us where it takes us. Roberto Santiago, I think he's
Roberto's a good friend of mine.
A good friend of yours. You train. Where does he train? Where do you guys train together?
Roberto trains down in Davie with Master Toko, Nova Jersey. Davey, so you can look that up.
Very cool, Master Toko. Do you want to tell everybody who Master Toko is? Not everybody's going to know.
So we could do a lineage, I guess, background. Master Toko ends up being, I figured this out, like my great-grandfather, right? Because he ended up giving Cyborg his black belt, who gave, in turn, Felipe and Sofia their black belts, who in turn gave me my black belt about a year ago. So I think that makes him like my dad. All right.
He's your adoptive father.
My jiu-jitsu dad, and Master Toko is my jiu-jitsu
Cyborg's my father.
There you go. Yeah. Wow. That's a lineage.
I didn't know it worked like that.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You are my son.
Wow. Oh, wow.
A jiu-jitsu son. There you go.
Well, so Roberto from that gym his question is: a number of my friends have children who want to train BJJ. Could you offer a guide of what parents should be mindful of as they take their kids to sample classes at a few recommended academies? So they're running around there. What would you have them look out for?
First impression is like very important. So if you take your kid to some nasty place run by nasty people, they're gonna absolutely hate the place, and then they're gonna have the image on their life. They're never gonna want to do jiu-jitsu again. So I think doing some research by reading reviews, asking for reference, maybe going and stopping by before you actually trying the class. Just sit down, watch, see how the instructor talk to the kids, and how is the facility clean and stuff like that, Okay. And then I guess that would be the first, to avoid the bad first impression. And then and see how if it's a good school, they should have a trial program. You shouldn't have to pay a lot of money to try.
What's the typical trial? Like
we do have a free week, but some schools charge, I don't know, $60 or I don't know. If they have a trial, they could try the class, but basically just do some research and check reviews.
Don't do the trial and buy a gi, right? Now, don't buy a gi from that gym and then do the trial, right? Usually, you supply a gi. You'll supply a gi, right?
Yeah.
First week, kids and adults, right?
Sure. I guess just do the research first.
Yeah.
Do as much as you can before, but the question was about
taking sample classes, trying to figure out where to go.
Okay.
He's saying,
but it's not after you take the
yeah, no. That he's Roberto's asking, what advice do I give these people? Because I think we're for me to just tell somebody to come to Fight Sports when they live in in Miami. It doesn't know what our Fight Sports doesn't make sense. So they're going to take sample classes. What should they be watching out for?
Yeah, do your research and take into consideration a realistic schedule that you're gonna be able to attend, and
Because it's just
don't drive 15 miles. Oh, I love this place, and then quit next week because traffic. So I think find out if it's gonna work first, and then introduce the kid.
It's just as much of a commitment for the parents.
Yeah, for sure.
Than it is for the kids.
Definitely.
You're driving these kids back and forth to a program, or do you provide your school? Do you provide a pickup service?
The after school, yes.
In the after school, you provide a pickup. How the average kid is there for how many hours after school?
The whole day. But we're talking about two different kids.
Okay.
The after school kids is a parent that goes to work, mommy works, and he needs a place to put the kid.
Oh, really?
And my goal is to, little by little, brainwash them into loving jiu-jitsu. The regular program is a different type of kid. It's a kid that is looking for jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's two different types of kids.
But a huge commitment from the parents. They've got to pick them up and drop them
For
off.
sure, yeah.
So for hour class, right?
Yeah,
hour
for sure.
class.
For you to pick a school that's too far, even if it's a great school, you might do it the first week, you fire it up, second week, and then little voice tell you, don't do it today. Dancing with the Stars is on.
Why are you pointing at Mauricio?
Did I?
Is that your favorite show, Mauricio?
I love it.
I think also in the city that you live in, as a parent, you have to look at the schools in your city, right? And then, for a school like Felipe trained my kids back in 2010. And I think, when the parent goes to that school, you can get good recommendations. People have asked me, hey, what school? I've heard about this school. Should I go? Well, if it's close to your home, right, and it provides good care for your children, how do you do that? You go to like a practice class or a free week, like Felipe was saying, like they offer at the school, and you'll see the camaraderie that those kids have.
Yeah.
Right?
Especially the professor will become a whole model to your kid. Like I would say this, like every time my son talks about him, it's always with so much respect, Miss Sofia, Mr. Felipe. So I think that's very important because
Sure. Brownie points.
Brownie points.
Good job.
Good job.
Would
Good
you
answer. Good
suggest
answer.
that the parents look for a specific quality in the professor, not so much the school itself, but in the teacher?
Just like if you need, I don't know, heart surgery, you're going to go to a hospital, the front desk lady look like a mess. The doctor, the eyeglasses are crooked. The guy has a coffee stain on the shirt. I don't know.
Right.
It's like just the totality of circumstances. Is the school clean? Is it organized? Is the lady in the front desk answering the phone calls or texting you back? Or it's everything. And how the guy teaches the classes, how he speaks to the kids. Is he talking to the kids? Is he ignoring the kids completely? Or there's a lot of things you could look for.
When I was
that's why I said, like, dropping by, spying a little bit. Maybe I go over there. I had some guy show up. Who's that guy? I don't know. He's sitting there just watching. And then 2 weeks later, he shows up. Oh, yeah, I was here. Like undercover boss, but you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's something good, I guess.
undercover boss.
Yeah, not the boss. But I'm saying he's like over here with a mustache, with a hat.
That sounds creepy.
Yeah, a little bit.
I don't. When I was a kid, I took a little bit of karate, and to your point, seeing how the kids interact. Yeah. It's bad 3 months. The sensei, and I don't know, karate, a little bit of a different culture or whatever it was at that time. We're talking, 40 years ago. There was a kid that was a little unruly, talking during class all the time, and the sensei punched him in the stomach one day. And I actually sprained my finger doing something else, but it gave me an excuse to not go back. It petrified me. I was a little kid. I think I was probably 6, 7.
What belt are you at karate?
What's that? White belt.
Oh.
White belt. Go ahead.
No,
Go ahead. Give it to me.
I'd rather not talk about it. Listen,
it was my excuse to not go
I'm
back.
sorry making fun of it.
No.
Nothing against martial arts. Love martial arts. In Brazil, some bad karate people they mess you up.
Yeah.
They're really tough.
Yeah.
Some schools here became too much like watered down or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
More about the
did not want to
belts.
sound like I'm talking bad about karate,
No.
but now I must be careful. I know you
Send
know
all
karate.
your hate mail to what's your Instagram? It made me not want to go back, and I just never pursued martial arts until I was an adult. So I wish my parents would have gone to some classes and watched and saw the interaction. I mean, again, I know it's a different world, and every martial art is a little bit different, but there was no way that I was going to go back. I would have found any excuse to not go back into that gym. So Let's
I
go.
did karate too.
Did you? Yeah.
Yeah.
What belt are you?
I don't remember. Hold on. Oh, I tell you why. I did karate, and I trained until I think it was like red belt or something like that. But then one day, the professor was like, "The baddest guy ever. The gi used to punch and make noise." Yeah. And I thought he was like, "Man, this guy is." Can I shit? Yeah.
Yes.
This guy was the shit, man. It's like, kids are not watching this. They have the parents watching.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
So I said, man, this guy's my hero. So I signed up. And I'm doing my thing, my katas and doing everything. And then one day he shows up all beat up. And I said, what happened? Oh, no. He got beat up by Jiu-Jitsu guy.
Oh my god.
So that was like, nice guy, though. He was still tough. He probably, still tough. But that made me think about, whoa, there's all the stuff out there.
That was in Brazil.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you start your jiu-jitsu career here or there? When was the first time you started?
No, I moved
jiu-jitsu?
here at 18. Like I
18?
said, I'm not talking anything about
No, nothing before
Brazil.
18.
Yes.
Okay.
So I started here actually with Pablo Popovic's father.
Okay.
Master
His
George,
father?
George Popovich, yeah.
You
Wow.
started with
I did. I
Pablo
started with
Popovich.
Pablo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you started with his dad.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Wow, there's some weird family ties.
Wow, yeah.
On top,
Right.
on top of the other.
now we're gonna find out
Yeah.
we're
Your brothers.
I'm his
cousins.
father
Yeah,
and
cousins.
brother. Is this possible?
Yes, you know.
In Virginia.
In jiu-jitsu, brothers.
We just lost all of our viewers in Virginia.
Pure
Raul.
love for
Thank you.
Virginia. That was just a joke. That was just
That was
a
a
joke.
joke. That was Virginia. That was a joke.
Everybody just everyone just click pause. So you started here?
Yeah.
What age?
I was 20.
20.
20.
Um,
I'm 23 now.
wow, you're really close. You're really close to Mauricio's age. I think Mauricio's 26. Again.
Yeah, so I'm only 3 years older than him. So.
So you started at
George Popovich.
okay, and then
And then from there, I love jiu-jitsu. And I think jiu-jitsu is the best thing since sliced bread. For
Okay.
real. Like I'm the
it's all right.
Jehovah Witness.
It's okay.
We're losing Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah. But the problem.
We just lost all our Jehovah's Witnesses listeners now. Oh my God, this is going bad quick.
Okay. But the problem that I noticed that when I went to a jiu-jitsu school is that the jiu-jitsu is awesome, but the schools were not.
Okay.
And there's a lot of things that were good, but there's a lot of things that were horrible.
Okay.
And that's why I basically opened my own school at a white belt,
Okay.
because I wanted to create my own atmosphere and environment and take all the bad stuff out and just put the good stuff in.
Okay.
And then that's what nothing bad about Pablo school, but it's just it was a old school Brazilian jiu-jitsu mentality, and I didn't think that was like, I don't know.
Did it not work? You didn't like it?
Yeah,
It just
I
didn't
didn't
work
like
for
the whole-
American culture.
Because the whole train to beat up and beat everybody up, like it's not a martial art. They would train it was awesome, training great, hanging out and
You're so
Havaianas. But I like the martial art side. And I think that some of the Brazilian jiu-jitsu schools, especially from the Brazilian guys out there, some of them, they don't bring the martial arts. They just...
And you're talking about, I mean, it was rough, and that was at a time where tournaments weren't necessarily where they are now. So they're going in there to beat each other up, not to necessarily train for a tournament. Oh, yes, they were.
It wasn't even that. It was that just the vibe.
Okay.
Like I don't want to go to a place and feel like I'm the fresh meat, or you know what I'm saying, or have a chip on my. No, I'm not gonna lose that guy. Oh, not today. Like it's like a weird feeling.
Okay.
And then I think this should be all about like stress-free atmosphere. And if the atmosphere is bringing you stress, you gotta rethink what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nothing about the school. It was a great school. I still know all the people that I used to train with. I'm still friends with them. It's just the vibe of like not wanting to lose to the guy today, or no, he got me today, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just don't think.
Within school?
Within like, I don't know. It's not a vibe that I felt comfortable with 100%, and I wanted to be in a place that I was 100% comfortable, that my wife could train, my kid or friends, and everybody that I would invite would feel the same way. You know.
We talked about that on one of the other episodes where we said somebody asked a question and I posed the question: if you're driving to your gym, you're going to train, and in your mind you're just going, "I'm just gonna get my ass kicked tonight." So that doesn't excite you, and that part of like, okay, you don't, you're not gonna lose, you're gonna learn, but you're just like, I'm just going to fresh meat. I'm the fresh meat. Are you driving to the right gym?
Well, to take it away, and I understand completely what Felipe is saying. There are certain gyms, different type of workouts that you can do that push you way beyond where you should be.
Yeah.
Right? Where you're lifting heavy loads that you don't need to be lifting, or you're doing Olympic type lifting that you might not necessarily, it might not be for your body type.
Yeah.
Right? So, yeah, when you would be going, you might have that sensation that, man, I don't want to go because I might get hurt. And I felt that in other sports, not jiu-jitsu.
Not just you're going to lose, but I'm actually going to get hurt there. I might get hurt.
I'm not going to go. I've trained jiu-jitsu 2 or 3 times a day, Felipe. When you love something, you're excited to do it. Yeah. But when you're like, nah, I'm going to get hurt there, or I'm going to get beat up, or this clique doesn't accept me because I'm the new guy, then it's not fun. And that's like anything. You can find that in a competitive work environment. The Marine Corps is a good example of that. If you don't fit in, if you want to be an outcast, you can be an outcast because it can be cliquey at times. You know, so. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, that's the word I was trying. Is the whole like cliques.
Okay.
Like, I wanted to go to a place that was like click free.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, and then feel that, man. That was one. It's not about so much being hurt, because you are doing martial arts, you're doing swimming, you're not getting wet. Like, you are gonna train hard. If you do volleyball, you get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You used to play volleyball, Maurice?
Never.
But some of the volleyball players, they do get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Do you ever find that, especially with a growing, kids program, that the kids could get cliquey themselves? Is there a time where, and how do you stop that from happening, or what do you do when you?
I don't see so much for the kids, because, like, I did jiu-jitsu and I went to a adults program, and I created my own school, and then I only saw my jiu-jitsu kids program, so I know what I do. There's no cliques.
Okay.
I have kids that have disability that train next to a kid that has no disability, and there's no laughing, making fun, joking around. There's nothing. It's like the problem doesn't exist.
Okay.
The kid that has a disability, he's laughing, smiling the whole time. So the environment that I created was that everybody feels welcome, and it just doesn't exist. So for me to answer that question, what's out there? I don't know what's out there because I don't see.
Well, yeah, I mean, from your
what I
experience in your own
created,
gym,
there's none, zero.
Happen.
And if it happens because it's a new child that's in the program and he's not used to what I do, most of the time, within a few classes or weeks, I'll squash that out and it's gone.
Yeah.
And if I see that it's not going, I'll just kick them out.
Okay.
Like, I don't have time for that,
And what's a good age? What do you think? I got a couple. Let me actually go into some of the questions, because it actually goes into that. But I'm always curious about, because different people have different answers to what age they should start. But we do have a couple of questions about age, so we'll address it as they come. So JRocco63 on Instagram, he says, I'm wanting to enroll my 7-year-old son and 14-year-old into jiu-jitsu classes. Do you feel that if I myself enroll, it'll make them feel more comfortable and want to try jiu-jitsu? Or do you think it might backfire him and go the other way?
Backfire in the beginning. Yeah. I think that the kids it should be about the kid first, and then later on, like, we have a bunch of adults that they have their kids training with us. Okay. But it's in a different class setting. Like, they have their class, and there's not a lot of pressure. By my experience, if you try to get too involved, it's gonna backfire in the beginning. Once the kid is a jiu-jitsu kid and he's fired up and he's happy, and then you could like we have the Saturday family class now. That all the kids and adults train together. It's 2 hours long, and every weekend is booming now. Yeah,
today was the biggest class that I've seen.
I noticed that too. The classes are getting bigger.
And it's like, I have this mom saying, "Why are you doing this? My daughter is at 7 a.m. harassing me." But all the kids love it. You know what I'm saying?
She could be bothering you about worse things.
For real, yeah.
Just to be fair,
I'm sure joking around though.
I had no problem waking Gabriel up this morning. Yeah. Like, he was actually ready. He set his own alarm and he was ready to go to class.
So, but that was like, kids that are going to that class are kids that been through the beginning. They already have jiu-jitsu in their system. Yeah. They're being brainwashed. You know what I'm saying?
In a really good way, not in a culty way, right?
So basically, they're good to go. But in the other hand, I've seen hundreds of times you push it too hard, you try to get too involved, and then the kid hates and doesn't respond the way you want him to respond, and then it's a mess. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
7, I love 7, 14, any age.
What's that base age? What do you think?
I think it's like 4.5, 4-ish is a hit or miss.
Yeah.
You could try 4. See how that, like in my school, we have 2 programs. I have our 4 to 8 and 9 to 12, 13.
Okay.
If the school has a program specifically for 3 and 4-year-olds,
Okay.
the class is gonna be like 30 minutes long tops, and I don't have that.
Okay.
You know, so I unfortunately I'm losing that. I don't have the 3 and 4s.
Okay.
I'm only getting the 4s that already have a little bit of focus.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's the mark though.
So I think like 3 years old, karate, taekwondo, anything that has structure, discipline is great. I'm telling you.
Because those are already in place. They
That's
already have
right
that.
there, yeah.
They might already have that.
That
niche,
is right there.
Yeah.
right? Because like Professor
Yeah.
Felipe is saying, 30 minutes. You can't keep their attention span.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think also more than anything is the maturity level of that kid. Because he might be a mature 3.5-year-old. He could understand,
Yeah.
hey, do this, and he'll listen. But then, like Janet was saying, you might have those that are, Felipe is talking, and they're like, oh, they see a rainbow. Like, oh, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is.
And it's
Oh,
like-
there's another one.
It's like I'm trying to give the little 4-year-old food. One is like yummy pizza. The other one is like organic, fake cheese, whatever pizza. He's gonna wanna do the other pizza. You know what I'm saying? So let him eat that pizza for a little bit on his 3 and 4, and then because jiu-jitsu is tough.
Yeah.
It's nice, but it's super hard.
Yeah.
But it's not.
And
It's weird. You
What's
know
your
what I'm saying?
recommendation? So how many days a week should a kid be training at that age? At 4, what is there every day? Just either every day, or when they're smaller, a little less. You don't want to overdo it, and then they fight
Like,
the parent.
I don't want to sound like I'm trying to take over their kids. Like I wish I had them every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But and then it's gonna interfere with but he has
School and
baseball with this or this, and then I gotta compromise with the parents and say, oh yeah, you're right. But the benefits that they get from jiu-jitsu cannot compare what they get from soccer or football. Play soccer on the weekend. You know what I'm saying? Like, put your kid in martial arts. He'll get everything he needs from there. You don't need to be doing that for real.
Yeah.
People are, oh no, but he has baseball. Have you seen kids? And if you go to I don't know what restaurant has CC Pizza. Go there on a Saturday.
CC's Pizza is not a
CC's
sponsor
Pizza
of the
does
show.
not, but yeah. And the pizza is kind
My
of good.
client is not sponsoring. My client's not sponsoring CC's Pizza.
At Uncle Milty,
So
BJJ, if you'd like to sponsor.
So if you go to CC Pizza, can I say something? BB Pizza, okay? If you go to BB Pizza on
BB
Saturday
Coral
afternoon,
Springs and
they don't exist. But I'm saying, you see a baseball team just arrive.
Mhm.
There'll be kids in the ceiling, punching each other, tackling. The coaches are drinking beer. It's horrible.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
That's funny.
You know what I'm saying? It is.
It's true, and I've never really looked at it like that.
It is. And then you're gonna tell me that you're gonna trade what I offer. There is 1,000% motivational, positive exercise, fitness, self-defense, you name it. You're gonna trade that or everybody wins.
Yeah.
Whatever soccer day, no matter what place you got a gigantic trophy and you're like 18,000 time champion. I don't know,
So, but let me ask
So
you
to
this
answer that
question.
question, 5 days a week, it'll be great. I cannot do that because most of the parents are gonna think I'm crazy. But if they only knew what is gonna happen to their kids if they stick to it, they'll do it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Do you think that having a son that you've raised in jiu-jitsu has helped you become a better mentor to run a kids program? And at what age did you start
Mentor,
your son?
coach.
Kid, that's the problem. I have a kid, just like most of the parents that,
Sure.
well, if they sign up their kid, they have a kid, right?
I hope so.
Duh. Yeah. So it's hard for me. When my son was training, it was driving me crazy. He's 4 years old, not getting the things. I'm like, pulling my hair. But it is what it is. It's timing.
Yeah.
But that made me understand how they work. There's no magical button that you do and it's like, I'm done. It's not.
Yeah.
It's on his time. And if I try to rush him, it's not gonna work out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it helped because it made me understand a little bit more of how to deal with kids.
Mhm.
And I have somebody to practice with, like a dummy. Can I use the word dummy?
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
But I'm saying, I don't know. It helped, I guess. Yeah. But on the other hand, I look the way I look today. I'm 23. You know, I might not look like it, but that was because of that too. But now he's good though.
So
Now he's-
let's talk a little bit. Can we talk about your son?
Yeah, for sure.
What do you see him having been in jiu-jitsu for such a long time already? And he's how old?
12.
12. Right. So where, if he continues on the path that he's going at now at the age of 18, where do you see your son?
My son will be definitely 1,000% better than I was when I was 18. Definitely.
In
He's
every
a-
way.
In every way. In
No,
every
no,
way.
I think
For
so.
real.
I think so.
Jiu-Jitsu, better person, you name it. Because
And
that's my
kicking his
goal.
ass And the mat.
No, he can't pass my guard.
Passes guard.
Kai, we have to talk.
He can't pass my guard. Sorry. He knows this already. But going back, and that's the goal of every parent.
Yeah, of
For
course.
him to
For sure.
be better than you, the Felipe 2.0 version.
Yeah.
It'll be him.
Oh, Lord.
The kid that,
Oh,
listen,
two of them?
yeah. The kid that, superhero.
And everything.
Helping,
right? Sports,
helping the
people.
saving the planet Earth,
Yeah, yeah.
protecting the animals, saving the puppies from a burning building.
Yeah.
You name it. You know, the kid is gonna be. Hopefully, he's gonna be there, and that's because not because he's my son, because I put the way I'm raising him. He knows what's right, what's wrong, and I'm not having him. The people that he hangs out with are all positive kids. I don't have time for him hanging out with like problems
Troublemakers,
or no,
bullies.
none of that.
Yeah.
So
Soccer players.
But then as
he loves soccer.
as
You
a
know what I
jiu-jitsu
did? If you go
mentor
to
coach.
my school, you see on my after school program, what I do is to solve the soccer problem that everybody wants to play. So I'm Brazilian.
Okay.
I love soccer. You know, tattoo, soccer,
You can show the camera.
tattoo. Yeah. So what I do, I've got gigantic goals, and we have a gigantic soccer field, and we play an hour soccer every day.
Nice.
So problem solved.
Whether or not you have class.
And that's
right? 'Cause
free,
I
though.
see
I
you
don't
play-
charge.
I see the videos. of you
Learn
guys-
soccer for free. What happened?
I said I see you post videos. Sometimes it's just the two of you. You're talking about class and with
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
right? Just one-on-one.
Most of the time, I win.
Yep.
I'm playing with 5-year-old kids, 6-year-old. But it is. The other day I
You have
scored
to let
9.
them
I
sometimes,
scored
right?
10 goals. The other day I played for 20 minutes. I scored 10 goals, and I told the kids, guys, eyes on who? Eyes on you, sir. From now on, call me Senor Diez. And I walk out. All the kids are like, yeah, Senor Diez, Senor Diez. That's like Mr. 10 for 10 goals I scored.
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's go back to this part of this kind of question that led me to something else. Okay, so all right, we're saying I want to enroll my kids in my 7-year-old and my 14-year-old, but what about them when they don't want to go? Now they're doing jiu-jitsu. He gets them in. He signs them up. Inevitably, I don't want to go today. I'm playing video games. I know that you'll get that. They'll lose that at some point. But what do you suggest to parent? How do they get them to go? What can they do to motivate them to go other than just dropping the hammer and making them go? Do you have any suggestions?
They won't lose that because even adults have that.
Yeah. You talk about-
Sometimes Dancing with the Stars. Did I point out Maurice again? Dancing with the Stars is on. I don't want to. I don't feel like it. Then you go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
So every once in a while, a little voice is gonna tell you not to do it.
Yeah.
But are you gonna listen to the little voice?
But how do you get the parent? What do the parents do when that little voice is talking?
Is the
to the
kid the parent or the parent the parent?
No, I'm saying like the parent. If the parent,
Exactly.
You know, okay.
You are the parent. You are the parent.
Yeah. True.
I told my mom I don't like school. Why do I go to school for? And I ended up going to school. It's like one of those things. But if it's a bad environment, it's a bad jiu-jitsu school, and then the class is horrible, he gets hurt, and there's nothing positive, and then I'm siding with the kid. Why are we gonna go there for?
Yeah.
But I'm saying if you are putting the kid in a program that is good, there is a jiu-jitsu that's gonna help your child, and you know, I'm not saying that the kid is sick, but if you know he has this condition and this problem, and this is gonna solve the problem, and I know that all I gotta do is bring him here. Why I'm not gonna do it?
Yeah.
Am I gonna listen to a 4-year-old kid? Yeah, he's not gonna want to go sometimes.
You find that though sometimes the parents.
Oh, they listen to the kids.
Yeah,
Oh, for sure.
Sometimes the parent is the problem.
For sure.
They don't.
I see it all the time.
Yeah, that
and then
conversation.
it is what it is. I run a business, so I have to be political and polite and understand a little bit, but I really don't.
Yeah.
I see kids that they come in with a bunch of little issues. We'll fix them like in a few weeks or 2 weeks or a month or 2 months. The kid turns around and is a different kid.
Mauricio, do you run into that
But
problem?
and then the kid is doing bad in school.
Yeah.
For some reason, you don't know the reason why. Maybe he's getting bullied. Maybe he don't like the teacher. Maybe the teacher don't like him, or maybe the school is horrible. I don't know the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
But his grades are not good. And, I'm gonna take your Jiu-Jitsu.
Wrong thing to do.
Ooh,
Are you
Complete
serious?
opposite of what they
For
need to
real,
do.
bro.
Right.
That's not the reason.
Come to me and tell me that John is doing bad in school, and then I'll find my way to find out the reasons why and work my magic. But not bring him to me for like 6 months, a year. Hopefully, come back.
I got in trouble with him one day because I did that. I grounded Gabriel, and so I was like, I told him one time, I was like, "Where is Gabriel?" I was like, "Well, he's grounded today," and then he'd give me that look. You know, I was like, bring him here. You know, don't take the jiu-jitsu away from him. You know, bring him here. You know, at the beginning, yes. At the beginning was a little bit of struggle. You know, like train 3 or 4 times a week. But now, it's hard to keep him away from jiu-jitsu. You know, he's very addictive to it, and he loves the sport.
did you have times where so like flip that around? You punished him and he couldn't go, but have you had challenges in getting them there?
At the very beginning, they're kids. They wanna, they will prioritize the Xbox, and whatever they want to do, But it comes to what he said before, like who's the parent, who's the boss here. So you have 2 choices: or you go train, or you go train,
Yeah.
So
Okay. So let's jump forward to another one. So again, this was kind of something that happened to me. I said this before, where I got a little nervous when I saw that the sensei hit a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Aaron Perone from Facebook says, if a child seems nervous to attend an academy for the first time, what would be a good way to alleviate that fear and make them more comfortable?
Like I say, if you go if you go to that's not even kids, even adults.
You probably
Something as simple as opening a door is scary for adults. They go there, they stop, and you could feel that they're hesitating to open the door to get in. You know what I'm saying? But if you go into a nice school that has a good environment, most of the problem is not going to exist. So that is going to help already. Some of the things that you could do to help is go early. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people schedule their appointments for, like, say, a class at 5:30. They show up at 5:32. All the kids are lined up, uniform, and
you're talking about when somebody's coming in for the first time?
Yeah, no, actually for the
general?
class.
Okay.
Because that little voice is going to prop up the first
Oh my
week,
God, I'm
every
late,
single
I'm
day.
late,
Yeah.
Okay.
Even if it does good. Let's say he does Tuesday and Thursday great. Oh, Johnny loves it. Oh my God, I found it. Yay. Saturday and Sunday comes in. Maybe Tuesday he was sick. He had a cough. Then he missed Tuesday. Now he has not been to Jiu-Jitsu for eight days. For a kid, 8 days is like half of their life.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like all over again. Oh no, I don't think he likes it because he doesn't want. Are you serious? It's the same thing again.
Yeah.
Break is gonna mess it up. Vacation is gonna mess it up. So
I know even as an adult, there are things that I've done in my life where if I'm disconnected from that thing for a little while, you have like nerves. There's
for
anxiety
sure,
to go
yes,
back
it happens
to
to
that.
everybody, bro.
Yeah, that like work, like just
The
going
whole
back to
like
work, even
jumping
if-
back on the horse is true. I don't think it, well, maybe not for real. If you broke your neck, you shouldn't be riding a horse. But
Yeah, definitely don't ride a horse.
you must go back on the horse, guy. You know, but I tell my kids all the time, joking around, because I have a way of talking to the kids. Say, guys, who's gonna go on vacation this summer? I am. Make sure you train as much as you can before you go, and as soon as you leave the airplane, come to school. Some of the kids take that and say, "Oh, Mom, Mr. Felipe said I have to go to school next day," you know. But bring it back as soon as, because that little voice is normal.
Now you said he trained
my daughters.
both daughters?
Yeah, when I first started
Yeah.
with Felipe in 2010, so 9 years ago, when I moved from Pablo's gym over to Felipe's gym,
Yeah.
My girls were watching me go to train. Just bring the kids with you, right?
Yeah.
She was they were well behaved young
Yeah.
kids. Sit right there and just watch, right?
Yeah.
That's the way my girls were.
Tight ship. Huh?
Not to say everybody was like that,
Yeah.
but you can have some kids tell them sit right there. Next thing you know, they're jumping on the lane,
Mhm.
right? But they watched to the point where after class they would get on the mat with me, and then eventually they started participating in attending a class.
Yeah.
But I think what you're trying to get instilled into your child is a little bit of discipline.
Mhm.
But what you have to understand as a parent, it becomes a discipline for you as well, because you're the one that has to tell them, hey, all right, pack your stuff, get ready, we're going to class.
Mhm.
All right, so it builds discipline for both people. That's
Yeah.
at the end of the day, that's what you want your kids to have, a little bit more discipline.
So Janet, I see you at the kids classes when I show up for the adults. How long have you been training How long have you been training now the kids? How long have you
She's
been involved with the
kids?
I mean, well,
She's
you know,
doing the kids class now.
coaching. I'm sorry.
Okay.
How long have you been
Sometimes
coaching?
I thought she was
My
like.
bad. My
Just
bad.
for a little over a
Rewind.
I just started doing that. Just
You just
a little
started
over a
doing,
month.
yeah. But you've been involved with the coaching there before, no? A little bit.
Not so much.
Yeah.
More
Do you
on the after school side.
So like with eventually the girls,
My girls, yeah,
your girls went to train.
they did.
Do you feel like the fact that you had like Sofia, there's a female presence, was easier for you to get the girls? Because it's definitely going to be a little bit of a different mindset getting a girl on the mat versus a boy. I'm
For
guessing,
sure,
right?
for sure. Yeah, I think having
Especially
two
if it's all
daughters-
men there, there's all men in the gym, and here you come with your little girls.
And I think that's what brings a great dynamic to Fight Sports Coral Springs. Felipe and Sofia both being there, where the young girls can gravitate more to her,
Yeah.
right? And
they
then
do.
the boys are going to gravitate towards Felipe, of course.
Yeah.
It makes it easier, and it's a welcoming environment.
Yeah.
A lot of what you said before too is, you could see that the characteristics of the coach go into its students, both
Yeah.
children and adults. The
Mhm.
children become different people, so do the adults. They become more welcoming. You don't want to go to a gym and nobody says hello to you, right? That's why when you have a new guy show up, hey, make an effort, right, as the people already there in that gym to approach them and say, hey, welcome to our gym, thanks for coming, or whatever the case might be. And it's just a welcoming environment.
That's interesting that you said they take on the characteristics, because I often see little kids in soccer uniforms. That what's the name?
That's what, I don't know what
We
happened.
don't want to go into.
I don't know
if we want to get into
That just happened.
But
Mr. Amarante does not need to answer that question.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you.
well, that's
off topic.
That's
That's
Jason.
off topic.
I'm just gonna say-
Professor Amarante brought his agent with him.
I don't know how they ended up with the soccer jersey. I don't know.
I see it's usually like right after a birthday. All of a sudden, I see them, and do you just have stacks of those ready to go for the kids?
Jason?
No comment.
Next question.
I do see. I'm going to answer the question then,
Yeah.
or I'm going to,
Add to that question.
I'm going to add to that I see them in the little. And they're even more. I know that they're even more proud to wear it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't necessarily think they understand it or love the team as much. I think that they love him.
But it's a great
you know.
great family unity that you build, and
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
you want to have, because a lot of times these kids, I think everybody has kids in the studio that they could relate to. That kid's not necessarily going to listen to them at home, so they're looking for something else, right? And if you have somebody else that can hold them accountable, like Felipe, right?
Yeah.
And then when they have to show up, hey, go tell Coach Felipe what happened today, or go tell him how good you did today. Then it's both.
It's like almost like the
gratifying
wait
and
till your father
rewarding.
gets home thing.
Exactly. Because
wait
you're
till
going to be
coach
more
finds out,
disappointed
right?
by your coach.
Yeah.
Right? Your coach might not necessarily discipline you the way your parents do, but he's going to tell you something that's going to burn inside. And I think
Yeah.
we carry that into adulthood as
Yeah.
well, when our coach tells us, hey, you're messing up. Right? Or
Yeah.
fix
But that's
yourself.
going back to what I said when I decided to create my own school. Is that nothing against Pablo's school. I'm talking about general jiu-jitsu school. Is this? How are you going to teach kids and say that you're going to improve their grades and in focus because discipline if the coach Facebook he's drinking and going out? You know what I'm saying? So they're watching, man. All the little kids are watching. So
You
what
have to
you
be a good
said,
example,
like
yeah.
you cannot get to that level of behaving like crazy at night, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the kids do listen and they do respect and they are scared a little bit,
Yeah.
but man, it's only positive things they learn.
Oh,
and
of course, yeah.
I'm done.
And that's why I asked you earlier about where you see your son when he's 18, and that to me is a testament of what you're trying to produce across your school.
Mhm.
You're trying to get all these great citizens, right, to become to grow up in the world, but also know that jiu-jitsu is a lifestyle that they can pass on to other people.
Because when you ask about that, when I thought about him at 18, I didn't picture him alone. I picture him with an army behind him, and all the little kids behind him were the kids that are training with him right now. So I have kids that have been with me for like 3-4 years, and they're like amazing. And I can only imagine what's gonna happen to them in a few years. And it makes me happy that I know that I lose some kids every once in a while, they move or whatever, you know. But in that specific situation, the parents are 1,000% happy. I don't see them leaving ever. Some of them already making plans when they're 19. The kid is like 7 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I can't wait when he's 19 and get his black belt from Mr. So when you asked that question, to be honest, I saw my son, but with his kids or his friends or his buddies next to him. So
yeah.
When I get to that 18 age date, it's not gonna be him alone. It's gonna be him and a bunch of kids.
Because I think you also, as an adult in jiu-jitsu, you know, you show up every day because this is your class, right? This is your graduating class, right? You guys, and most of the times when you start in jiu-jitsu, you graduate with the same people, right? White belts graduate into blue belts, into purple, browns, and blacks, right? So you want to see as many people. Like I know a bunch of guys that I train with as blue belts that are now black belts as well.
Yeah.
And it's great to see that. Maybe some of them pass me by a year, 2, 3, 4, 5, or some are just getting their belts now. But it's great to see that group of people. You still stay connected, you know. And I think for kids too, you know, that'd be awesome.
Do you have parents that come to you, you know, hey, you know, can I take you to the side and, you know, little Johnny's got a problem. He did this in school. Do you get that a lot? Do you have to play counselor a lot?
I wish I had more. I do.
Oh yeah.
Because if I know about the problem,
talk to me about it.
It's easier for me to fix it.
Sure.
Like, don't surprise me with like, oh, by the way, I didn't say, but he was. I said, bro, you should have told me before. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of know the kids a lot because I deal with them. Some parents work a lot, so I spend a lot of time with the kids. So I know about their personality, if they changed, they didn't, red flags. I could see all that, you know. But of course, if you're a parent and you know that something's up or something happened, I'm not saying go to every single jiu-jitsu guy and, by the way, just let me know. But if you trust the professor and that's the school that is gonna help your kid, you should.
Yeah.
It's a joint thing. It's like me, the parent, the kid.
You would
Sometimes
tell
they,
the teacher.
yeah.
So
Sometimes the kid comes to me and tells me stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever have them come with their?
No,
head?
I have a student. I'm not gonna mention names, but I'm his lawyer. So every time when he kinda gets in trouble, he comes to me and says, Felipe, this happened, but the reason why. But he feels that he could articulate a little bit more with me than with mommy.
Yeah.
Then when mommy comes, I'm like, before, hey, hello. Just to let you know, man, I plead my case, and then I diffuse a little bit. Yeah, of course, if it deserves the speech, you know, I'll let mommy have it.
Yeah.
But if it's something that I think that I could
When you're
help
having
out a
that
little bit.
conversation, is the child there with you? Would you bring the child to the parent and be like, you know, he just told me something?
Sometimes.
Depends situation. Yeah.
But the mom already knows, so it's like, oh, you again? What now? You know? But I could see that she's happy.
He's going to somebody.
Yeah, and then
Could be.
you could see that she's like less mad, and then he takes maybe 20%, 30% of what he was gonna get. You know?
Yeah.
You know, with that being said, you know, it's better to have a good role model, right?
Yeah.
A good mentor in your life, as opposed to an Xbox,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because again, we're talking about the generation that we live in, the world that we live in, and is single moms, right? Single dads, right? There needs to be a help there, and I think we were just saying that off to the side here. It's like a village, right?
Yeah.
That jiu-jitsu coach becomes part of your village to help you raise your child, because they are going to instill certain things that, as a parent, if you don't do them, right, or are physically active, then goes to jiu-jitsu and that gets done. You know?
So I have kind of two questions based around that then. So about bullying.
Okay.
So have you ever been in a situation where one of your kids has become a bully? Because I think that people see they see something online and they think that a martial artist or even a jiu-jitsu practitioner, a child, you're teaching him something and he's going to go out there and bully people. Do you find that you've trained somebody that you've had to rein in, like, hey, whoa.
Every kid once was a bully, whether he liked it or not. You know what I'm saying? And it has nothing to do with the skills that he had.
Downhill,
if I see that, your shirt, It happens, but and then you gotta be there, catch it, and then address and not tell, don't do it again, it's wrong. But explain the reason why, and when you explain, it makes him think, and then he won't do it again because he know how the other kid is feeling.
Yeah.
So in a school of 100 kids, you're gonna have at least once in their life, they're gonna be 100 bullies
Yeah.
for something, you know. But and then this is up to us to correct and explain the why, and just like stealing, kids steal. And then it's up to you to tell them it's not okay and the reasons why, and then they don't. You know what I'm saying? Kids will be kids, and we gotta fix it. So
That was going to be my next question. Would you not take a child in that's a known bully? You know.
see, that's the thing. Like, I really believe that jiu-jitsu is for everyone, right? I was reading some of the question. It said something about bad apples, right? Something like that. Is that's the question?
That's one of our next questions. Yeah.
So, I don't believe in bad apples. I believe in like choices. So, if enough use Mauricio. If this guy is gonna do something, it's a choice, right?
He's over there thinking about dancing.
Like, and I talk about that to the kids all the time. I say, I don't know, everybody arms up, and everybody like this, arms up, arms up, arms down. The reason why they put their arms up or down, it was a choice they made. And it took a second or two to decide, I'm going to raise my arm. So it's a choice. So him acting bad, doing bad things is all a choice. So the bad apple that shows up or the bully that shows up, he has a choice. I'm going to give him the chance, few classes a week here and there. And if I see that he's working with me and that he really wants to improve, and I have the parent support, I'm not going to do the job alone if the parent don't care. I'll work with him. But if it gets to the point that I think that I'm wasting my time, I'd rather help 100 kids than to help one. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever had to
For sure,
kind of dismiss a child?
for
like,
sure.
Listen, this isn't
And
the
I-
right place for you?
I
Or the parent? Or both?
I made that. I learned as I go. Like, I had a case of a kid that I kept him way too long.
Yeah.
But because I wanted to help the kid so much, and I loved that kid, but I made a mistake because I should have got rid of him so fast because I was paying more attention to him than with the other kids. It's not fair with the other kids. You know what I'm saying? So once I give it a chance, and if I see that you're working, I'll try.
Okay.
And if the parents on my side, then I say it's okay. But then come on, I don't know, summer. Oh yeah, he's gonna take summer off. Why?
Yeah.
No, because so it's not gonna help me. So right now you're looking what's more convenient for you, save some money or maybe save $20 on a summer camp here and there. But you don't see that I was with you the whole year trying to help your kid. So so right now, then if there's a bad kid that shows up, there's no bad kids. I tried a week, try 2 weeks.
Yeah.
If I see that I cannot help, and then it is what it is. You know?
So we've talked a lot about tournaments. We get a lot of questions, and we've all addressed from white belt perspective all the way up for kids. What is your feeling about the tournaments, the tournament system? What age? Talk to us a little bit about what's your advice to the average parent who comes to you and says,
I think there's levels. Like, my advice before talking to the parent about tournaments, let's talk about the parent. Okay. By doing this for a little while, I kind of know what works, what doesn't.
Okay.
And one of the things I was thinking the other day, I said, man, how come there's some kids that improve so fast, and there's some kids that don't improve, or some kids that improve and stop and quit? And I was thinking, why? And I noticed that the parents that came to class dropped their kids and said nothing the whole entire time, and sat in a little corner. When it was water break, gave them the water, closed the water, and remain quiet the whole time. No pressure at all. Those kids, they might have a slow start, learning and picking it up, but they get really good, and they stay for a long, long time. The kids that sign up, and the father's like, that's for them, John, I got 100%. Selfie, cell phone, recording. They don't last long.
really?
Those are the parents that push to competition right away.
Okay.
So when you see that big guy with a gigantic belly, tattoos, is screaming, Kimura! That's the guy.
Wait, in the school or at the tournament?
At the tournament.
Okay.
That's the type of guy that I don't want.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? Because that kid might be be on Game of Thrones for a day,
Yeah.
but in a week from now, he won't be training, or he'll be burned out.
Yeah.
Or even he stays a little bit. That's not what I want. I think competition is nice, but I think that there's stuff that's much more important than that. So you shouldn't be focused on competition.
Okay.
You should. I don't compete. 10 years past, 9 years. Why? Because I compete against myself every day.
Okay.
That's my competition. You know what I'm saying? Every day, every single day.
That's Felipe knowledge right
For
there.
real,
If you
listen.
don't know what that is.
You don't
better
know.
Rewind that.
Look,
Rewind that. Rewind
Can you
that.
hear this? That's my body moving. For real. Listen, everything hurts. Everything hurts. I wake up, I cannot move. If the building's on fire, let me know when it's near my foot. I don't, it hurts. But guess what? I drive to Miami every day, an hour, and I train an hour. I'm 23.
With killers. With,
For
with
real,
killers,
man.
right?
Like, big guys, tattoos, muscles. Now they have beard too. Like, for real, what's
I know you love
next?
that, huh?
I'm telling you. And I'm pushing. If they're doing 10 rows, I do 11. If everybody's, what's that movie with Mel Gibson that he's in war? And he's the first one in the first, last one out?
We were soldiers.
That's it. That's me.
Yeah.
That's me.
First one in, last one out.
I'm the first one and the last. I don't care if I wait. When everybody's gone, I'm done.
Yeah.
So I push myself. So every day I'm competing against myself. So why do I have to go to pay $200, travel to California, and then find the bracket that has less people to win a medal and take a picture with another guy because he showed up? It's like, what that proves? Nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not a big into, if it's a competition for yourself and it's my goal is to win this, my goal is to do this, then yeah, go for it because it's your goal, you're doing it for yourself. But people want to compete for what? Why you want your kid to compete so bad? For what? Because you want or because he wants? Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So I mean, a kid that comes to you and says it's
Then it's
him, and you
different.
know, and you feel and you know that it's his idea.
Then it's different.
And they're ready. You know.
Then it's different. But I'm saying the competition is every day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? On the other hand, Jiu-Jitsu is not just fighting. Jiu-Jitsu is much other things. Is that kid helping in class? Is that kid polite? Is that kid hurting animals? Is that kid respecting the rules? Is he a bully? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why I'm gonna take you to competition for you to be like, behave like it happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? I see it. Even on fight sports, some of the kids that compete, they did not had the best behavior.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They were beating everybody up, winning everything.
Okay, so outside tournaments versus an inside tournament.
Okay.
You know, so there are schools that do inside tournaments we've talked about. You might.
I like that.
You
I
might
like
do
that.
something.
Yeah, for sure.
I know Wagner did one recently, right? He had an in-house tournament. What's your feeling about that versus just these outside systems? And
Because at the end of the day, like, kids they are fast kids, they're strong kids, they're slow kids, they're big kids, they're small kids.
Mm-hmm.
So some kids, their competition, like, their goal is to lose the fear of competing.
Mm-hmm.
If I take them to, I don't know, a competition that is not very well run and organized, like I talk about the first impression,
Mm-hmm.
he'll be gone. He'll quit.
They'll never do it again.
No.
Yeah.
And even like if it doesn't do well, and the parents, oh, I can't believe it. Don't talk to me. I seen it happen all the time.
Yeah.
And I know that the kid is good. He's very good. But he did not perform for some reason. And the parent just crushed the kid right there. Like, what are you gaining? All the hard work we did, now we step back. You know what I'm saying? So
The tournament is not the end game. The tournament is part of the journey.
Just like I create my own school because I want to have the not perfect because I'm still fixing stuff, but the best way I can possibly do. Same way for events. Like I did events in the past, and my event is like kids go home with 1,000 medals, but not like doing nothing. Hi, Johnny, here's a medal. No. He fought for it.
Yeah.
And he won the fight, and he got the medal. But it's a good experience.
Yeah.
It has to be gazillion fights, living red,
Yeah.
feeling happy, smiley. You know what I'm saying? Like that
That's good.
type of.
And it's an environment that they're comfortable with. They're
For
there
sure,
every day,
man.
so doing
For
an in-house
sure.
tournament. When you do those, I know, like again, Wagner, like he had people come in from other gyms.
Mm-hmm.
When you do it, I think we've talked about you might do another one.
Yeah, I'm gonna do both. I'm gonna do the in-house for like school because they are kids that are not ready for competition yet. So those are the kids that maybe something in-house tournament would be cool,
Okay.
you know, because control environment. There's some ideas.
Just
that,
your fights,
just
the
But and then
the kids,
yeah, yeah. But and then I am gonna do an event later on.
Okay.
I did it in the past, Jiu-Jitsu for Life,
Okay.
and the idea behind Jiu-Jitsu for Life is it's not about just the competition. It's Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
Lifestyle is everything. So
The thing I like
Coming
about
soon.
your in-school competition, though,
Uh-huh.
is that the parents, because you do it later in the evening, parents that have never seen their kids train before, they get to come in and watch, and they
Yeah.
are so excited.
yeah.
That's awesome.
But it's like you don't see the fat guy with tattoos, the big belly in the mat. Come on, Johnny. You know, bro. I used to. You know how many? Bro, there was a last event on Coral Springs that somebody punched somebody. The cop showed up,
Oh man.
Really?
and then a fight to win. Some kid got hurt, and the other guy was like, "Yeah, just shoot at the." Bro, you don't need this, man. It's not about you, my friend. It's about the kid. You know what I'm saying? So
I know what match you're talking about too.
yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like, why are we doing this? So, I love events if they are well run and their intentions are good. Like if it's just for profit, bro, why would it's not? If you're not gonna add to the thing, like I really believe on reciprocity. How you say that?
Yeah,
I can't say it.
Thank you. Yes.
Reciprocity.
So I believe that if you do something for me, it's my job before I die to make sure I try my best to repay you.
Okay.
Right? So Jiu-Jitsu did gazillion things for me. I can even put a value on what so it's my job to give it back. I'm telling you. And I'm not even halfway done. If you're training hard to win a medal, okay, good job, man. You won a medal for yourself. What are you giving back? Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those medal chasers, okay, it's great, but you're not doing anything for the sport, for the art. So my goal is to, by having a school of 1 million kids, by running an event that's well run, that has nothing to do with making money, it's about growing the sport.
Yeah.
It's just me trying to give it back.
Yeah.
You
So
know
are
what
you
I'm
going to do that event? Or
Yeah.
That's what's the name of it
Jiu-Jitsu
again?
for Life.
Jiu-Jitsu for
Jiu-Jitsu
Life.
for Life.
Number 4, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's coming up. Jiu-Jitsu for Life. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's coming.
The Instagram handle on that one is Jiu-Jitsu for Life Inc. INC. Okay.
Yeah.
Check
So we
it out,
get in
everybody.
there. All right, but it's coming soon. Coming
Okay.
soon.
Okay.
The-
No solid date yet.
Not yet. With
Let us know. Come back
negotiating.
when you
Yeah.
when you're
Yeah, for sure,
ready.
for sure.
We'd love to do something.
But it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be. See, I don't want to give the stuff up.
Yeah, no.
Secret.
Just
It's gonna be huge.
high level.
It's gonna be huge, guys.
We have some high level security clearances in the house. So
It's
I
gonna
think
be
we're
huge.
Okay.
Okay.
You know.
Listen, I was the first guy back in 2005. I was giving free shirts on competition.
Yeah.
Like on my last event, I gave a bag, a lanyard, a wristband shirt. They hate me. All the events hate me because every time they do something, I go do 3 times more, and they gotta catch up.
No,
So,
you really?
yes,
No.
I'm the one.
Yeah.
So get ready. Can I say new breed Naga? Get ready.
no.
I'm joking, guys.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the podcast we have for you today.
Listen, no, because my goal is not events. My goal is to promote jiu-jitsu. So
And it's true,
if they care about it, they'll help us out because I'm not there to take their business. I'm there to help them grow the art so they can have more competitors. You know?
Okay.
Yeah,
Very cool.
nice.
Yes.
So we're at an hour, guys. So I think we're gonna stop here. Do you have
too
anything that yeah, that was fast, right?
Yeah, it was fast.
Way too
Yeah.
fast.
I'm telling you.
Want to thank you for coming out.
For sure,
Really
man.
appreciate it. You know, we're just getting started here. So
So basically, before you go,
oh.
for the parents,
Okay.
if you're looking to put your kid in jiu-jitsu, the do's or not to do's, right?
Okay.
Research, get involved, check everything.
I like checking
Once you
reviews. I check
find the
reviews for
place,
everything.
Once you trust the place, let the bird fly. You know,
Yeah.
let the kid there. If you can't take it, go to Starbucks, drink some coffee,
Yeah.
come back. Don't get involved too much.
The parent doesn't have to stay there
No,
and
man.
see everything.
No, because you did the work already.
Yeah.
You already did the work.
Get him there.
If you put him there, that means you already decided that this. You know what? I checked the reviews. They say it's okay. I'm trusting these people.
Okay.
You don't go to elementary school and hide behind the corner to see what the lady's doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You trust the school, and that's it.
That's a good analogy.
So
I got that.
don't get involved.
Yeah.
Then little by little, you should get involved because what parent doesn't want to have like a common hobby with a kid? You
Yeah,
know. So,
very true.
But not too soon. Don't
No, wait.
puts a little
wait,
bit of pressure
wait.
on the kid, right?
But if it's different times, You could do it right away, but
Yeah.
just don't force it. Let him do his thing.
We have a ton of people now at Fight Sports.
Yeah.
At Fight Sports Coral
Yeah.
Springs that are parents.
There's
I've
a
seen
bunch
them
of-
sitting there
yeah.
with the
For sure,
waiting
yeah.
that hour
Yeah.
to show up for the adults class, and I've seen them pick
Yeah.
up their kids, and now they're in the
For sure.
class, which I
So-
think is great.
Don't get involved. Let them do their thing, and then later on join. The whole family should join.
Yeah.
You know, and then
I've
I cannot
seen
use the
somebody
Jehovah
else's
Witness
daughter.
anymore. But you should be the Jiu-Jitsu ambassador. I'm telling you, it works. I would not. If I say, Felipe, what if I delete you? Everything you love for Jiu-Jitsu, I give you $1 million. Jiu-Jitsu don't exist in your life. Man, I don't want it because I know the value. It is good.
Yeah.
For real, it works.
Awesome. You, I've seen your daughter back in class now.
Just
Is
a
it-
couple times.
Is what we're getting?
Don't force the Jenna.
Just leave it
I
there.
don't
Leave her
say
alone.
anything.
Yeah.
Shh, sorry, I didn't mean to bring it up.
We just
Okay,
act like it's.
Bo, edit
it's
that
home.
out.
She's here. It's
Yeah.
fine.
I can say, I'll share this with everybody. It was really awesome when I showed Janet one of the first podcasts that was going to be on YouTube, I think before we launched the first episode, and I showed it to you. And the look of pride in her face when she looked at it, I kind of questioned it at first, like, is she like a little embarrassed? And then I was like, oh, holy shit, she is so proud of her mother right now. And then I said something to her,
Okay.
and she was so proud that you were doing that, and she
Yeah.
saw you on the screen. Yeah, it was I thought it was a cool moment. It was
Yeah, that's
it was
pretty cool.
It was great. So again, thank everybody for coming out. Thank you for Bo behind the scenes. We love
job,
you.
Bo.
Thank
Bo.
God. You've done an awesome job cutting everything together. Everybody check him out at Badworks.
Bad
Right,
works.
BADWERKS. Right, he's an amazing graphic designer, videographer. He put together a movie. What's the name of the movie that you did? The
Second year.
Second Gear. Check out Second Gear on YouTube. It's amazing. It's about racing. It's really cool. Amateur racing. It's incredible. But super talented. Check him out on Instagram. Coach, thank you very much for coming out.
Anytime.
You want Do you want to give your? I know you got about 15,000. Excuse me, like you said, 18,000 handles. And so do you want to give your Instagram
Guys,
and your school?
if you ever in the Coral Springs, Margate, Parkland,
Okay.
Coconut Creek area,
Okay.
Fast Sports Coral
Google it.
Springs.
Okay.
Yeah, and But even if you're not near us, find a jiu-jitsu school that's good for you.
Yeah.
And boom, boom. That's
Awesome.
it.
Mauricio H. Matos.
Enrique.
Yes, Mauricio.
Let's,
Mauricio H. Matos.
Where? Instagram, right? That's your Instagram.
Instagram. That's
Okay,
Instagram.
So we'll put everything on the screen. Raul
Raul Benton.
Benton.
on Instagram at Raul Benton.
Jay Vega Jr. on Instagram.
Okay, and
Janet_JJ Dummies.
as always, like, subscribe. It's free. You know, it doesn't cost anything. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us what you like. Tell us what you don't like. Send us your questions.
So be nice.
Yeah,
Be
no,
nice.
only say nice things. Send us your questions. Be sure to tell us your gym, where you're located. Give us as much information as we can, and we'll share it. We'll always give the gym a shout out whenever we can. Thank you to our sponsors, Choke Responsibly, chokeresponsibly.com, at Choke Responsibly on Instagram. They've got some incredible shirts. Oh, this isn't a Choke Responsibly shirt. This is a Fight Sports shirt. I don't want to take credit for it. We've got our podcast T-shirts there. Just in the menu, it says podcast. Click on it. You'll see everything that's available. Everybody else is wearing Choke Responsibly shirts. So lots of cool stuff, cool parodies of different brands. I think that you really like them. 10% off with... Come on, Janet.
Episode 3.
You can do it. Dummies Pod
Pod 3.
Pod 3. Dummies
Dummies
Pod
Pod
3.
3.
You'll get 10% off. Free shipping in the U.S. Internationally, we charge for the shipping, but you still get the 10% discount. If you win something, you've got to pay for it if it's going internationally. But if you win something, we'll ship it to you for free in the U.S. Do you have something else, Coach? We're good. We're good. Again, Fight Back CBD. They're awesome. Check them out. Hold up one of the bottles there. Show the camera.
15% off.
15% off. Coupon code JJD. And it's an amazing, you're talking about giving back to jiu-jitsu. They help out people with substance abuse issues. They help them find training. They pay for their school. They'll get them a gi. It's really incredible. I just kind of like stumbled across them. It was like the perfect storm. I wanted to find a charity. We wanted a CBD sponsor, and the two just came together. And I think that they're just awesome with what they're doing. Check them out. Let them know that the Dummy sent you. And, again, order some bottles. There's this one is, I guess I don't want to just call it a daytime, but this is one that they have. They also have a nighttime CBD. Very interesting. Again, check it out online. I think you guys will love it.
I'll give you a review on this.
Yeah. These bottles, they gave us these 5 bottles for the host for episode 1. So the dummies will go home. Some of the dummies here will go home with these. Some of them. We'll work something out. We'll see who wants them. But we're actually gonna use this, and we'll report back to you what you think. What we think. 2 people will get a bottle of CBD. So Aaron and J-Rocco 63, they're both going to get a bottle of CBD as well for submitting their questions today. So thank you guys. Anybody have anything to add?
That's it.
No, we're good. Like, subscribe, comment. Thank you guys.
Go train.
Woo. Thank you guys. All right.
All right. That was awesome.
That was fun.